Hi, I'm doing another review on a series by Lilith Saintcrow, and this one is called the Jill Kismet Series, and it's about kind of a prostitute turned demon hunter, and that's the kind of tagline that kind of got me into it. So Jill is a demon hunter, and she kind of basically fights all different types of creatures and demons, and she has help from all different kind of people, like in the police force and kind of other dodgy characters, and she has a love interest. And what I did like was all the different, you see all the different levels of affection and loyalty different people have for her. So that was, different in the different interactions. So that was nice. I did kind of find it difficult to keep up with the characters at times, because there were quite a few, and they were all kind of from different things. Like some were in the police, and some were like just friends she knew, and there was other people, and then new ones she met. So sometimes it was a little bit difficult to keep up with the characters, but it wasn't the worst series with the amount of characters I've read. It's definitely action-packed. There's constant kind of action and life or death situations for Jill. She's constantly shooting her gun and stabbing and everything. What I didn't like was that she's able to heal from practically everything, and I won't say why, but like, even though she's in these constant life or death situations, she heals from everything, so it kind of makes everything redundant. Like, there needs to be a sense of danger. Like, she gets shot like about 5 times in the chest and she'll heal from it. Exhaustion was the biggest threat to her at times. Anyway, Jill, I mean, she's kind of this tragic kind of character. She comes from such a dark background, and she was trained to be a demon hunter, and that's all that's her main focus, like fighting the bad guys. And she's kind of damaged a bit and emotionally fragile, kind of underneath this really tough exterior, and that she kind of shows everyone. And so that makes her kind of an interesting character to read about. I've never read a series that was so gory in its descriptions. Like, the author really goes into detail on her crime scenes, and I think that's just a trait of the series. And it's always nice to have like something about that series you say, oh, that's the one where, and this is the one where, like, it's just completely gory and like horrible descriptions of like bodies and everything, and I didn't mind that too much. Some people might like that, I know. So that's just one thing to be aware of. Another thing is that the writing is probably the biggest downfall, that it's just so over descriptive and convoluted, and the sentences are so long that sometimes I wasn't even sure what was happening in like a paragraph or a situation in the book. And that's definitely a negative. I hate when you can't like just read the book and know what's happening and enjoy it. I found myself skimming a lot of the book as well, and that's never a good sign when I'm skimming chapters. Like, a lot of the fourth book, like, the pace was too slow, and it's like I just wanted to get to the end and find out what happened. And the fourth one was definitely my least favourite. It's just the overall plot, and like a lot of the books as well. Sorry, there's 5 books so far, and there's a 6th one coming out in 2011, and I'm not sure if that's the last or not. But the books kind of run together for me. Like, when I'm trying to think of like the distinct things that happen in each book, I can't really. They just all ran together. I think the first 2 are quite good. The third one was, good enough, and the 4th wasn't great, and the 5th, I can't even remember what happened in the 5th. But at the end of the 5th, something really, really good happens, which makes me excited for the 6th book, because it's going to be a bit different, a lot different to the other ones. So, I mean, it's action-packed, it's gory. I wouldn't say it's not a YA novel. It's quite tough to read. This character. As I said, she comes from this like really dark background, and she has to kill and kill all the time, and lots of blood and gore. But so I mean, if you're into that, if that sounds like something you'd like to read, check it out. But if I wouldn't wholly recommend it, to be honest. The writing was just makes it too difficult to follow and read, and it's a big downfall. So I mean, I wouldn't say you have to read the series. I mean, if it sounds like something you'd like, check it out. But I'm not really going to recommend it to people, especially if you've so many other books to read. This isn't a top priority. If you want to go back and check it out later, do. But I'm not recommending it wholeheartedly. I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler review now. So if you don't want any details about the series, I'd suggest you switch off now. So Jill, she can heal herself from everything, which really bugged me. Like as I said, there was no sense of danger, and there's constant references to this demon mark, which is the whole point of her healing ability. So I was hoping that they'd get rid of the demon mark in one of the books, just to see how that would affect her, and make her more vulnerable, and she won't have to rely on it as much, and it might change her relationship with her love interest. Okay, his name is S-A-O-L or S-O-A-L. So I don't know how you pronounce it. If anyone does, let me know. I'm just gonna say Saul. I think he's perfect for Jill. He's like, okay, his affection for her kind of came out of nowhere. Like suddenly he was just a really overprotective kind of mate. But I do think he is perfect for her, 'cause she really feels kind of unworthy of love, and he's there for her and trying to tell her all the time that he does love her. So I was getting tired of his sullenness in the fourth book, alright. But yeah, so I do think they're nice together. Perry is the demon. She kind of practically half sold her soul to. I was really glad he didn't turn out to be love interest, because I hated how he treated Jill. It was just kind of verging on twisted, and yeah, I didn't really like him. And yeah, I'm glad they didn't go down the road where he could be kind of the bad boy love interest. Like that wasn't necessary. As I said, the end of the fifth book sounded really good. So Jill basically she kills herself so Perry can take her soul, and I assume all her friends mourn her and they bury her, and then at the end she digs her way out of her grave, and she can't remember, her brain reforms and she can't remember who she is. So that whole premise for the next book sounds really interesting, and it will be a lot different from the other ones. So I am kind of looking forward to the sixth one because of that whole story. But I never really look forward to reading these books. They're not like at the top of my to-read list. They're exciting enough, but they're not thrilling for me. So yeah, so if you loved them or didn't love them, let me know in the comments. And thanks very much for watching my review today.